And so here we are, it's November 20th, and I'm actually done preparing for postpartum meals, and luckily 3 more months after that, because there's a lot of food. Most of it is not cooked, so you actually have to cook it before eating, but some things are cooked, you just have to defrost it and heat it up. It's better to first put onion and celery, or just onion garlic, because they create juice and it will be easier to blend. This is the simplest ever blender you can buy from Walmart or somewhere else. And this is just soaked chickpeas. As you can see, they're not boiled, they're firm. Some of them actually have a little bit going on already, so they're almost sprouted. So you put them, the whole thing, and then of course the blender is not that strong to blend without extra help, so we're going to use a spoon to stir it a little bit to help it. You can also add a little bit of oil. I'm going to use grapeseed oil to help blend chickpeas, because they're still kind of firm, they're firm because they're raw. It helps. Again, you don't have to. Having a lot of onion helps because it creates liquid helps, but if you have too much liquid, it will be very difficult to make falafel balls or any shape you want, because they will stick together but they will also fall apart. So I don't recommend doing it. Oil does not create this kind of moisture. If for some reason you really hate onion, then just make it with spices, oil, or without oil even, and a little bit of lemon juice, because otherwise it's just, this blender will not work. And it actually creates a thicker consistency. It's more work because you have to like stir it all the time, but yeah, it's probably even easier to make falafel. See, like there's almost nothing on my hands, and this is not oil, it's just water. So that's it. This is the perfect consistency. This is more watery because I added celery. Celery has lots of water, but I'll be mixing it all together, and because I have so much, it'll come up about the same consistency in the end, so it'll be fine. This is how much mixture I actually have. So this is just a regular that I showed you what's in it. And this is green because I added green onion, parsley, and cilantro. This is day 2 of my meal prep for postpartum, and this time we're making lentil balls. Again, about the same container that I used for chickpeas last time. And this time I have garlic, so we have onion, red and yellow, garlic, and don't use celery this time. I'm also going to use seeds. Pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds. Last time I did just pumpkin seed, and it actually gave it more of a meat flavor. Again, I'm not a person who loves meat that much, that I just can't eat anything vegan without any flavor, but it kind of is richer and better this way. I'm not going to use rice because I don't have rice on hand. Same process, just blend everything in and roll balls or any shape patties you want from that mixture. impressed, really. Oops. Check this out. Didn't have to stir anything. Yeah, I'll be doing it on this now. Perfect. How much mixture I have for lentil balls? AKA vegan meatballs. You can continue on the counter with flour. Our task is to mix everything really well and kind of help gluten stick, release. Again, whole wheat has less gluten because of the fiber, but it still will work. You just have to probably work more with it, and then you have to let it sit for at least 30 minutes in the fridge. I'm actually doing it the night before. I'm going to make pierogies in the morning, and now I'm just preparing everything. I've already finished with the potatoes, the potato part, and just now the dough. Here it is, and we just put it in a bowl. Again, it shouldn't be too firm. If it is too firm, you probably have to add more water, but it will stick better. It will not stick to hands as much once it's cool, and it's easier to work with the cool dough. That's why it's going to be put in the fridge. In our family, we just love pierogies, and it's very important to have a lot of comfort foods or foods you're used to while recovering after birth. So you eat a lot of warm or even hot food and the food that you're used to, and especially if you're trying to eat clean. It definitely was a pretty slow process and took a lot of energy out of me, but I somehow managed to do it either before my daughter woke up or with her for just a little bit, so it was not too much. For this type of pierogies, I blended some mushrooms, onion and garlic, chopped it finely. Then I'm going to just fry it a little bit with vegetable oil. I'm using grapeseed oil. Add some salt and spices here, and also potato boiling. Making anything from dough with your kids, it's kind of like playing with a Play-Doh together. It was my first time making granola. I was thinking that it can be very useful to have on hand for snacks or breakfast when for some reason we just don't want to cook, or mostly for snacks because I'm sure that I'll be hungry most of the time while nursing. This is also a very good option for breakfast when you don't just want to eat oatmeal like we always do. Here I'm making waffle or pancake mix. I'm using the recipe I've used for a very long time and it works, and this is the only one that doesn't stick to my cast iron waffle maker. Not waffle maker, waffle pan. Just add 1 or 2 eggs depending on how much of the volume of the mix you're using, and any plant milk or water, mix it together, let it sit for a little bit, and it should be done. It's again mostly to make it easier for myself or maybe for my husband if he wants waffles, and he can make it easily without mixing all the ingredients together using my recipe. So I'm just making 2 batches of this mix to use later. It'll be stored just on the counter for, I think, at least 6 months easily. Now it's time to make chili or bean veggie mix that you can find a recipe somewhere here. I'm going to make 2 batches. One will be with just a regular marinara sauce and the other will be with basil and tomato paste. I will need onion for that, some veggies. I'm using broccolini, broccoli, yams, carrots, and of course garlic. I also soaked beans overnight and boiled them. Now they're just sitting there for maybe 10 more minutes. Then I will strain them and use in the recipe. You can use just water, but I'm using a vegetable stock of different colors. Just adds extra flavor.
The soup make a lot of sense.
The recipe and how to make all of the sauces that I'm using for lasagna you can see in a corner right here. So just open the video and follow. This is a quick view of how it is made again. Ты сказала киски пока. Си. Now we are making this bean mix, which is pretty yummy to just put on bread, like spread, or add in pastas or lasagnas or anything you cook where you need mixed beans. It has just these ingredients. Boiled beans, these are pinto beans. They are boiled already. Not like to the mushy consistency, but still. Onion and garlic mix that we already blended before that. A little bit of oil. I'm using grapeseed, salt, pepper, or any other spices. We used for this first batch, we used smoked paprika, pepper, turmeric, and salt. That's it. Smoked paprika is really yummy. It actually smells like bacon a little bit. Something like I guess like smoked bacon then would smell. This time we'll use turmeric and black pepper and salt all the time, but this time we'll also add mustard, Dijon mustard, and maybe also cumin. Having bread on hand is very useful for our family because we usually eat it with soup for lunch, and just like that, my daughter would ask for bread with peanut butter or with cod liver, and you can freeze it, you pre-cut it, you can freeze it and then easily defrost it or use the broiler for that. It doesn't change any flavor, at least for us. So we have pierogies. Most of them are potato, mushroom, cabbage, and carrots. So most of it is just potato pierogies, whole wheat potato pierogies. Falafel, I think 3 bags of that size, and similar things. Lentil balls, we eat them like meatballs. More and more bags in there. A lot of jars of chili mix. This is for 1 dinner, for 2, and a baby. And a baby that is not eating any solids yet. Some frozen beans for soups, salads, or anything to cook with, mostly soups. Bread, most of it is in the other fridge just because there's no room here. A pie. Anyway, an apple pie, some fish bean mix that you can mix with tomato paste or just like that, defrosted. It's cooked beans with spices and garlic and whatever veggies, and eat with pasta. Really quick dinner. Again, lots of jars of that. I'm not sure it's close, but anyway, John will fix it later. This is actually from before. Pesto, a couple of them. Cashew sauce, more bean mix, vegetable stock for soups again. Brownies, because everybody likes dessert, but I don't want to cook it. These are lasagnas, it's just like for 1 dinner. You can tell there's lasagna there. Some berries that we keep throughout the summer. Some frozen peas. Again, I didn't cook that, didn't make this. And I think this is pretty much it. So it's completely stocked. Should be enough for at least 1 month not doing anything, just eating here. Of course, you'll have to cook some sides. You have to cook falafel, for example. Again, it's raw. Or boil or fry pierogies. But most of it does not require any long time cooking. So hopefully it'll be very helpful for us, for John to cook for us while I'm recovering after the birth, for me to cook with 2 kids, just getting used to having 2 small kids in the house and not having time for cooking. So this is it. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you are expecting soon, congratulations, and be sure to prepare food for when you recover, mostly because it's so convenient and cheap, of course, to first eat what you're used to, second have everything on hand so you don't have to go shopping, you don't have to cook, prepare, you don't have to rely on other people bringing your food. So this is what we did before, but it was such a small food prep. This time it's really big, so it will really be helpful for not just a month, but maybe more. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next videos. Bye!